stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Still morning. Good morning. Just got done with therapy. It's a good session too. I didn't cry. Making some strides, man. I'm pretty proud of myself. So how do we claim spiritual progress? Let's do that so our heads don't get big. Good job. We should check that, make sure it's working correctly. It is. Okay. I'm going to let a couple people know I'm live. Okay. Getting close to that 3-minute mark, and then we'll get started. You probably see a lot more animals in here. Here's one. This is Bastion. Yes. He likes being held like a baby for about 3 seconds, and then he wants to go. So we got a new view for the next couple of days, and we have a light bulb that's going out because it keeps doing that. It's Monday. What else can I say about today? The sun's out. All right. Let's do some introductions and get started. Hi, Ingrid. Can you hear me okay? Just need to make sure because I move. Bless you, Kitty. Bless you, kitty cat. All right, captions. Can you hear me? Everybody can hear me. Yay! And see how the sound in here. See the sound is different today, isn't it? Because you can tell it feels muted a little bit, and that's kind of what it needs to be. I'm probably going to go back and listen to this one just kind of see what it sounds like. So, but we did hit that 3-minute mark, so let's get started. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I am going to be your host today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And if you feel it's appropriate or you think somebody might get something out of this, please feel free to share it after it's completed. Got a nice day, man. Feeling pretty blessed. So I do have a reading for this. It is out of the One Day at a Time for today. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Reflection for the day. One of the most serious consequences of the me syndrome is that we lose touch with practically everyone around us, not to mention reality itself. Ooh, I'm going to kind of repeat that. Well, I'm not going to kind of repeat it. I am going to repeat it. One of the most serious consequences of the me syndrome is that we lose touch with practically everyone around us, not to mention reality itself. Yes, when we get so consumed on us, it can become very isolating. Right? Before I came into the program, everything was about me. I didn't give anything away unless it was a hard time, unless it was, unsolicited advice. I'd certainly give that to you. Right? Well, I'm just being honest. No, you're being brutally honest. Okay? Brutally honest means that you're also taking their inventory. And had to throw a little flair in there, man. Give the person a chance. The essence of self pity is total self absorption, and it feeds on itself. Well, yes. Sometimes I would get into that depressive mood, and then I would think of things that depressed me, and it would just put me in this circle, right? Self pity, poor me, poor me. Okay. Now, on one side, your feelings are valid. You're feeling that way. But the question is, how are we going to get out of that? We need to start getting I really need to start learning some skills that would teach me how to get out of that. Because nobody wanted to hang out with me. I was an Eeyore. Oh, the world is bad. Nothing too good. I could never seem to have a good day. It was out of my reach. Self-pity is a morass that feeds in of itself. Okay? I have found for me the best way to get out of self-pity, and it's really hard at the beginning, is to help another person. Okay? To get out of myself. That's what I do now. In the beginning, that was really, really hard. So what would I do? Well, go to a meeting, share. Call another person, say, hey, I'm feeling this way, man, and I know I shouldn't. I know I'm going through self-pity. So what can I do? So the first thing is, of course, to recognize that you have it going on. Okay? What do we usually try and do when we are in self-pity? Well, what we were trying to do here and there is supply ourselves with dopamine to make ourselves feel better. Well, we used to do that with alcohol and drugs. So you're going to have to find something else that's going to make you feel excited about what you are doing. Okay? A real big help is when somebody else comes along and notices all the things that you've been doing. When those newcomers when they raise their hand, oh, I got 30 days, tell them how they've changed. They don't see it yet. And their family certainly probably ain't saying anything. So be the one to say, hey, your eyes are going, man. Something's working. Something's happening. You don't look like the person you did 30 days ago, man. That's fantastic. Okay? Give that encouragement. That'll help you get out of self-pity. Yeah. Because then you're thinking of other people. And then you'd be like, well, if they're doing it and I caught it, I must be doing it too. So, you know how I talk a lot about how, if you spot it, you got it. That isn't just for bad things. It's for good things too. Sometimes I look at other people, I'm like, man, they have a lot of courage. I'm just like that person. That is so cool. Kitten, what are you doing? The essence of self-pity is total self-absorption, and it feeds on itself. Rather than ignore such an emotional state or deny that we are in it, we need to pull out of ourselves absorption. I apologize. That was a mistake. Absorption. Stand back and take a good, honest look at ourselves. Yeah. And I don't want to say not do it, but let's avoid a gratitude list while we are in self-pity. Okay. What gratitude will do is it will give you that dopamine that you're looking for. But in 2 hours, it's going to be gone. You're going to be right back where you were. Okay. That's just a band aid. But if you need to do something like write a gratitude list so that makes you feel a little bit better and then go out and help somebody, yes, do it. Do it. As long if it's followed by action, then do it. Because that's really what we're looking for here is action. Non-action will keep you in self-pity. That's what it will do. Okay, we became great at ignoring our problems or shoving them away with drugs and alcohol. We cannot utilize those anymore. We must find a different way. Once we recognize self-pity for what it is, we can begin to do something about it. Am I living in the problem rather than the answer? Living. Right? There's those choices that we get. There's one of those choices. See, once you've been in the program for a little bit, you could be in self-pity, recognize it, and now you have a choice. Are you going to stay in that self-pity? Or are you going to do something about it? Well, there's a good chance you're going to do something about it now because you've changed. You're not the person that you were before. You react differently. You react differently. Okay? Now we go with the flow of life. There's an argument. I don't think I'm going to get in it. Help. Keeping our mouths shut. Okay. What I do not want you to do. Okay, let's say you are at you're at your last end. And by last end, I mean you're contemplating, ending things. Self-pity leads to that. It can. I don't care if you have to write a gratitude list. I don't give a fuck what you need to do it. Please. Please do it. Because I would much rather sit down and listen to you cry for 2 or 3 hours than have you die and knew I could have done something about it. Okay. I really would. I'd be happy to take my time. I pray that my preoccupation with self, which is wound up as tight as the maypole, may unwind itself and let its streamers fly again for others to catch and hold. May the thin, familiar wall of me become a chorus of us, as we in the fellowship pick apart our selffulness and look at it together. Today I will remember change me to us. Right? Yeah. Once you get into the program and you start to develop some of these skills and you start to move on, you will start to attract other people like you. Yeah. Hang out with these people. Talk to these people often. We got to have real friends. We got to have real friends in our lives. So for me, living in the solution means that everything that comes across my plate today, I'm going to look at the same, almost kind of the same way. I'll look at it. Is there anything that I need to do? Is there some kind of action Dion needs to take? What is it that's going on? Right? And the longer you are in this, let me put it this way. The more often you get out of self-pity, the quicker it will start to become. Okay? There again, the answer is almost always help another alcoholic. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean go listen to somebody who has bigger troubles than you. No, it's not a comparison. Okay? No, you're going to go talk to somebody and you're going to take your problems and you're going to put them to the side. It's self-pity. You're now in the answer. You're now going to be living in the solution. The moment you do that, you are living in the solution. What is the solution? God's will. God's will is the solution. Alcohol used to be my solution. It no longer worked. So now I use something else. And that is where I live. My thoughts are of God and others almost all day long. Right? And I like living there. I have a much better time there. I really do. I'm watching all these people in the house, in my own house. I'm watching all these people change because I am setting a good example. Thank God. So my son, he has an anger problem like me. Well, like the one I used to have. I could have it back. I'm an arm length away from a drink and anger. Okay? But he's been watching how I deal with things. And I notice his anger's going down a little bit. Not by leaps and bounds, but yeah, and he's collecting himself more. And instead of getting angry, he's like going and cleaning up the front yard. Okay? And at some point this week, I'm going to need to tell him, hey, I've noticed that you're doing this, this, and this, and that is the correct way to do things. So good job. I'm proud of you. What son doesn't want to hear that from his father? Honestly, I still don't feel like a dad. I have no idea what it feels like. I still doesn't matter. I am a dad. So, all right. That's all I have to say on this one. So, I think I'm going to go to the chiropractor. It's time to go get me popped. Tomorrow may be a little crazy. Tomorrow may be a little crazy for stuff. But today, actually, I should get that out before I leave. No, I'm going to do it when I get back. Today's Dragon Flower Recovery. So that'll be coming out today also. We will not have a Tuesday podcast this week because, but I will have one out on Friday. I'm trying to get back to 2 podcasts a week. We hit over 5,000 downloads, and I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I worked hard to get those downloads, man. I worked pretty hard to get those. Those were well earned, and I'm proud of them. But I got a feeling that we're going to hit next marker's 10,000. I want to hit it within the next 6 months. So, neat stuff. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.